I recently watched the entire Club Shay Shay interview with Terry Crews. And I must say, that is by far the best interview Shannon Sharp, aka Club Shay Shay, has done. Now, it's probably not going to go viral like the Cat Williams episode, but I'm going to tell you something. That Terry Crews interview was very inspiring. It wasn't gossip. He didn't talk down on anybody. And I have a new profound respect for Terry Crews. I'm just going to give you a few nuggets that really stuck out to me. And you should go check out the entire video. It's 2 hours and 15 minutes. But for starters, he was talking about how people commit suicide, not just by drugs and putting a gun to your head, or also jumping off a building, but you could commit suicide by overeating, by drinking too much. I mean, take a look at this clip.
And this is where I've seen cats commit suicide by overeating, or suicide by putting a gun on themselves, right, or suicide by drinking, suicide by whatever. I mean, they have the hardest time.
Another part of the interview that really stuck out to me is when Shannon asked him, when did he get his big break? And I listened to that and I said, wow, that was nothing but God. That's what I'm calling networking. That's what I call divine intervention. That's what I call being at the right place at the right time. God made it happen for him. Man, listen to this clip.
And so when did your big break come? When did you get an opportunity?
You know what was amazing? I have friends in the business. Because doing security, I knew a lot of location managers. Right. And the location managers would hire the security. And this location manager became a friend of mine. He said, hey, man, Denzel's shooting down here in the jungle. It's a movie called Training Day. You want to come down and take a look? I was like, I get to watch Denzel do his thing? I'm like, yeah, man, I'm coming. I'm walking. I said, when is it? He said, man, come on. They shooting all night. So he said, you got to come late, like 10 o'clock. About 11 o'clock, they'll start the filming and the whole thing. And so I'm down there in the jungle, man, and I'm sitting there going, ooh, and I'm watching this Denzel, the car, that cul-de-sac, the whole deal, and I'm going, ooh, this is hot. And I'm watching Denzel get ready. He got the chains on, he got the do-rag, the whole thing.
Is that the King Kong scene?
This is the King Kong scene. Bruh, now, let me tell you this, and you gotta understand how magical this was, man. Antoine Fuqua, the director, saw me standing there. And again, by this time, remember I went back to the gym.
Right.
Because I had been going back to the gym about a year or so, I was kind of still in shape.
Right.
He said, hey man, you want to be in this scene? I said, yeah. He said, hey man, just take your shirt off. See your tank top. He said, I'll put you in the scene. Bruh. I'm like, never acted. You talking about no acting. Right. I stand there, I'm looking, I'm like, okay. And I just got that NFL mad at me.
Oh, you motherfuckers. Okay. All right. I'm putting cases on all you bitches. Huh? You think you can do this shit? Jay! You think you can do this to me? You motherfuckers will be playing basketball in Pelican Bay when I get finished with you.
Wow, did you see that? He's just standing there staring, looking all buff. Didn't say a word. He didn't even audition. He had no previous acting experience, just in the right place at the right time. And I'm going to tell you something. God is not a respecter of persons. If it can happen to him, it can happen to you. That's awesome. He just being in the right place at the right time. He was in a blockbuster movie. Wow. This last clip I want to show you is when Shannon brung up the Terrence Howard situation about the money he wasn't happy with. And he asked Terry about it. And he said, I'm glad because it gave me an opportunity to show who I was. Again, you can't start being new at something and expect big money. He said, if you agree to it, you agree to it. I mean, that's a dope clip. I encourage you to watch the entire 2 hour and 14 minute video when you got time. As a whole, it's very inspiring. He talked about his kids. He talked about his wife. He talked about the Gabriel unit and Dwayne Wade. He talked about a lot of different things, man. But this is by far the best interview, not drama-filled, that I've seen Shay Shay, Shannon Sharp do on his platform. You got to check it out.
Commercial. You know what I mean?
I don't know if you have any horror stories, but Terrence Howard said that he was only paid like $12,000 for doing Hustle and Flow. You have any horror stories in which you felt that you didn't get the proper compensation that you deserve?
First of all, I understand what Terrence is saying, but I have never, ever, ever looked at whatever money I got as a horror story. Mm-hmm. If I did it, I loved it.
Right.
See, but this is the problem. There's a saying I have to say, you can't nod yes and mean no. If I nod yes, I looked at the terms and say, okay, you're going to pay me $4,000 for 2 days. Okay. If I said, okay, I can't come back later and be like, I only got $4,000 for that. Hey man, that's what you presented.
Right.
So there it is. Ain't no, to me, I'm not going back on that.
Right.
And this keeps my heart always full of gratitude, because once I start to complain about any of that, it starts to mess with my legacy. I didn't get nothing for training day. How about that? I didn't get a zero, but it changed my life forever. You didn't know who I was if it wasn't for a no-paying job. First of all, name somebody play football for money. When they start, you don't get no money.
Right.
You play football for free. You play basketball for free. Then you get all the way to the pros and you get the millions. Ain't no other way, bruh. There's nothing else. Wait, there's no way to hop, skip, and jump this thing. You see what I'm saying? But that's the thing. People are trying to invent